Forgot to take out the microphone. Okay. So today I will add 1 or 2 new enemies that I need for the next region. And one will be, so there are a couple of candidates, but I think I'll add a hornet and a snail. And what's a bit complicated is that the hornet flies, of course. So I'll need to visualize that in some way. And the snail I envisioned as leaving a trail that does damage to you if you step on it. Not much, maybe 1 point of damage, but it can block off ways, and it completely ignores you, just moves around randomly, so it can cut off your path. So I need to see if this works with the terrain of the game. So maybe let's start with the hornet first. That should be easier. Yeah, let's go into structs and to the enemies, and let's add hornet. And let's create a object. It should be kind of yellow. Sprite I'll have to create in a second. But that should be enough for me to place it. So let's go to the test room, clean all of this up, and then go to the hornet. And let's give it an age. And that is 444, index 444. That's easy to remember for a change. And here it is. So it has the default behavior, which is, I think, just what the kobold would do. Except the kobold can alert its friends to you. So the hornet needs, let's do the visuals first. And yeah, I mean, I could make the hornet shoot poison arrows, but maybe poisoning you with a normal attack would be enough. So let's give it a flying flag. Where are the flags? Something venom here. So flight. It's a new flag. Flying enemy. And then let's give the hornet that flag. And then to see if it works, let's go into the rendering. And what does this do? Blink import stuff, okay. Maybe the hornet should wave. Like the water. So let's add that as well. Wave. And maybe I'll give it a blinding sting. That would be more interesting. Then poison again. Okay. See how that looks. Okay, waving is pretty cool, but I maybe want to have it blink so that it looks like it's flapping its wings, if that works. Well, in any case, it needs to go up higher. So let's double its height. And then in here I can say okay, I think I only want to not render its face. So there are 3 layers to each entity. It's a black ground layer so that you can't see the tile underneath. And then it's a wait, are there actually 3 or are there 2? Yeah, backdrop, ground, backdrop, and face. Okay, and then it gets a second black quad, a bit higher at its height, and then on top of that is the actual symbol. So I only want to blink the upper 2, I think. So if size is greater than 1, renders the ground. And this is the backdrop. So I only want to not render the face if it's waving. So if it's flying. So if it has the flag, and then we'll do some assign function with the game clock. And for that I need actually less than 0, then return. Should maybe work. And it doesn't. Why doesn't that work? Wait, I didn't. I think I need to rebuild so that the flag is in the system. No. Okay, but blinding works. That's good. Yeah, that's a bad check. Okay, that's of course much too slow, but that's easy to fix. Not sure if that comes across. Let's try super fast. Okay, that's maybe too fast. It would be once every frame. Almost. I mean, that's better. I could see that as flapping the wings. But it's also pretty annoying. What do I do? I could change the color instead of not rendering at all. No. Let's try slowing it down. Well, that's too slow. So 15 was okay. Let's try the colors again. Let's try a darker brown. It's still too fast. It's really hectic. But I think it works visually, if you know it's a hornet. And it may actually need to go higher up. Hmm. Yeah, that's worse. Maybe only a very slight color change. And maybe I don't render the backdrop. So now it's actually flying, but yeah, you have no idea where it is now. But if I make, so yeah, this is the color. If I pass in the color, background, and so this is a transparent black. But this function is used elsewhere. So let's see where that breaks in the definition declaration. I always confuse those two. Okay, so it's not used elsewhere. So I can just remove this actually. REGN static. Yeah, must have been used elsewhere at some point. But now the ground should be transparent. The basically the shadow underneath the entities. And yeah, that doesn't show at all. So let's change the alpha by hand and make it 0.5. And that still doesn't show. So there's a different problem. And yeah, this is not the C. So let's try that again. Yeah, that's better. Well, it's still hard to see, but you can see it here, kind of. Let's try this differently. And return right here, so that the backdrop isn't rendered as well, the upper backdrop. When it blinks. Not sure if I like that. I mean, it looks like it's a flying thing with wings. Especially if I add a sound effect. But it's also pretty annoying. Let's take this and put it in the new region. What is this? Here, and here. So yeah, they can't fly over stuff, over obstacles. That would be that would break a lot of the game, I think. Okay, let's return to the less more subtle flickering. Maybe decrease this to 10. I think 10 was too slow. But let's see. Yeah, that's not clear that it's flying. It's actually quite pretty. I like the yellow. Fits in quite well. So maybe let's keep the more obvious wing flapping, but Yeah, let's try it with 10. Down here. I think that should be bearable. And still be a cool effect. Also like that it makes it a bit harder to see if you move very fast. That's a small challenge that we get for free. Yeah, I think that's actually cool. What would be also pretty cool is if it would move up and down. Do I need that for other entities? I think so. And can I do that easily? So I would have to move these up. Yeah, I can just add a variable here. Or just modify the height. So that's pretty easy. Let's add another flag. What does flight do actually? Yeah, it's just the pulsing. So I should probably rename this. Well, maybe not. Yeah, let's keep this simple. And say, if this is a flight enemy, then add this. To the height. Yeah. So now it should move up and down. Yep. Okay, that makes it even more obvious. But the ground shouldn't move with it. You can see it disappear into the ground there. But that's pretty cool. It's a bit too far. And let's make this another variable. And then add it not to the ground, but only to the backdrop. And the face. Maybe I don't need the blinking anymore. But yeah, let's try and remove it. Why is it oscillating like that? Okay, that's me not understanding sine functions again. So, but if I give it the clock, make that run twice as fast, that just squeezes the function. And sine is from -1 to 1, no? Let me check. What are the minima and maxima sine function? Yeah, -1 and 1. And this is linear. So I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. Or maybe I should set it to equal. Does that make sense? That looks better, yeah. I think it's just the what is it doing? I mean, it's not bad, it's just weird. Could be the vertex shader animating it, but I don't know why. Well, question is, do we keep the flapping or not? I mean, I kind of like that this is... this makes the world look more busy, but it's also kind of annoying. But I mean, hornets are annoying, so... Oh, yellow jackets, actually. I mean, this kind of works, but there will be other flying enemies in the game, and they may not work without the wing flapping effect. Maybe if I shift the phase. Was it like that? That's the wrong thing. This is the thing. That did nothing. Wait, where did I use that? What else did I make blinking in the game? Then I subtracted something from the sign function, and it made it pulse only every third time or something. But this obviously doesn't work. Oh, great. Come on. Here it is. Oh, it's the pulsing of the items. Yeah, that's exactly what I did, no? Yeah. Let's try again. Oh, then again, would be weird if it wasn't a regular wing flapping. So that's probably a bad idea anyways. Yeah, but this is too annoying. Let's keep this out for now. And let's look at it one more time, but I think that's okay. And another question, of course, is should they be humming the whole time? Maybe just every time they move to approximate. Not sure, but this they kind of work. I like that they do a blinding attack. And they fit the theme of the new region pretty well. So let's look at another enemy, and that is, I think, yeah, the snail. Let's create a snail. If I can write it. And yeah, so S, the character S is so overused that the snail will get a J. So yeah, let's make that. And I'll need to write some logic for the snail as well. So H is obviously not what I want. Okay, here's J. Well, that's taken for the jackal. Great. Let's make it Q. Yeah, I was thinking of the snails that don't have a snail house on their back. Hey, Ethan. But that's actually cool. So let's use Q. That's 445. How are you doing, Ethan? Is it still cold where you live, or is the next heat wave coming? Should I prepare? 20C right now, so it's decent. Okay, that's frigid or almost. That's good. 445. Yeah, I'm doing fine. Just working on some new enemies. Okay, here's the snail. Looks kind of weird, but that's what it is. Maybe I should make it brown. Because it's kind of similar to the player. Comes to 24C next Tuesday, apparently. Uh-oh. Going back up. But yeah, it's pretty cool here as well, right now. So let's make this purple or something. Or magenta. Maybe magenta. Yeah, that's better. Okay. So, snails leaving trails. Do I have props that you can walk over? Oh yeah, I have a mat. One like that. What's the temp over there? Let me check. Where do I check that? It should be in the low 20s as well, I think. It is okay, 79 in Fahrenheit, but that tells me not much. Where do I change it? Come on, guys. There it is, Celsius. 26. So yeah, that's still doable. Yeah. Okay, so let's give this snail a trail ability that will drop poisonous props that have 0 height and that emit some kind of particles and that are wavy. Okay, that shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, that's famous last words. So I need another flag. There they are. Let's call this trail. Let's give the snail that. But I wonder why nothing works. trail. And then in the behaviors. So those are all the behaviors. The entity, if it gets a... Well, actually, yeah, that's bad. This is combat. The snail shouldn't enter combat. So that's a problem. So the snail is an animal now. And it also needs to be very slow. So that's a new flag. And yeah, attack and health roll is both 1. And now I need to change the index. It's no longer an enemy, but an animal. Okay. Yep, entity. Oh, well, maybe slow is enough. Let's not overdo it. Okay, this is just the missing number bug in Pokemon. Because I changed the ID. Snail. Okay, now should... Why is it attacking me? Okay, I need to add a... What? Why is it not fleeing? Okay, the logic is here. Makes sense. Let's change this. To animal. Yeah. If the kind of the entity is an animal, then flee. Yep, now it flees. And that's pretty, if you imagine the snail leaving a trail, that would be... Could be, the snail could be moving too fast. But let's see. So next I need the toxic slime. Let's go to the props and toxic slime. And here somewhere God, I can't type. Okay, slime. And shouldn't look like a barrel. And let's give it green +1 maybe. Slime. Let's see how it looks. Slime, slime, slime. Okay, color is good. Entity height is wrong. And the sprite is bad. So let's see. What do I... Maybe just this. 301. Okay, for a start at least. 301. Entity height is 0. And let's see if I can walk over there. Yes, I can. Let's give it a emitter. Yeah, I need a new particle flag at least. What is this? Object flags, okay. Call this fume. And then if it has the fume, emitted with the color of the entity. So if I give the slime the fume flag, it should emit green gas or particles at least. Okay, place some slime. And it does. So the slime needs to disappear, of course. So how do I do that? Probably here. If it's a slime, then reduce the health. I'm not sure how Um, I think I need to give it the dead flag for it to actually disappear. I think the having its health turn to 0 does not that much on its own. And then it needs health. Slime has, well, maybe 5 turns of life. Let's see. Well, 5 maybe too little. Okay, let's walk around. And nothing happens. Oh, it's it's not an NPC. So that's never called. So I need to go in here. That looks like spaghetti code to me, but okay, that may be too fast. What was I editing here? Yeah, those were the health points. What? Do I have props that have some form of a timer? I don't think so, actually. So it should be fine. Okay, let's do this the boring way. Less than. Why does it disappear immediately? Oh, yeah, I'm stupid. This needs to come after the turn check. So this updated every frame. Now it's every turn. Every frame, those 5 health are gone in an instant, of course. Yeah, that's much better. And you can also see the randomized health for each entity. So some disappear before others, which is cool. So, but 5 turns is too fast. So let's give it like 15. Yeah, I think that's okay. Okay, and then it needs to do damage. Entity responses to being stepped on. Yeah, let's steal the fire. Because that's not in use actually, because it can't step on fire. Put word what do I call it? It needs to be a verb that is displayed when you walk into the toxic slime. And denotes that you just took damage. No idea. Okay, 1 damage, that's okay. Let's make it 1 or 2 damage. Hit sound, flash red, that's okay. Maybe I just say toxic slime for now. And this is, yeah, the damage number. That should go up anyways, no? Damage. Okay, there are more things that need to happen, but not a put word apparently. So this is the normal spike. It poisons the hero here, and then or the entity. It could be something else. Then if it's the hero, it flashes red. It's a message, plays a sound, records metrics, and then yeah, it changes how the trap looks. Hey 4RC, how's it going? So what I want to do is I want to remove the slime. So let's just give it the dead flag. Maybe flash green. Hello, I wanted to make games in my spare time. I don't know what to do from a little research. I got that the love from Lua Raylib for CPP. How do I get a game idea? I want to get into game dev. How do you get a game idea? Well, you take all the games you like, and then you make a new game out of many different games. Is one approach. The other approach is that you stumble upon something that's fun to do in the real world and that nobody has thought about, and you make a game out of that. Or you could just make a clone of an existing game. That's another thing you could do. But yeah, you'll have to be inspired by something. It has to come from within you, or else it'll be really hard to pull off, because it's so much work. So why don't I take damage? Okay, that's weird. Okay, and that crashed. That crashed because I put something stupid in here. What did I do? Okay, should I start with Lua or CPP? I also want to improve my programming skills without AI. If you've never programmed before, you should probably start with Lua, yeah, or with Python, something like that. But at the same time, learn how a computer works internally. And then depending on your skill level, and if you want to spend a year or so making an engine before you make a game, you could do that, or you could use an existing engine. Yeah, Love2D is great. I have some experience with CPP and Lua. I work as a robotics engineer by trade. Okay. Well, it completely depends on what you want to do. And that's probably the most important. Do what you're use what you're comfortable with, and go from there. I mean, you can make a game in Lua, but you won't have the freedom you have if you use C, for example, or C++. But I wouldn't recommend C++ because it has so much baggage. Session object not zero failed. Okay. Good that I have an assertion there. What is going on? 443. That is exactly there. Wait, this damage. What damage takes an entity? What is it? What is it saying? Entity damage object ID. Oh, that mustn't be 0. Okay. Then what should it be? Slime. Oh, I think that's for the death message. Yeah, makes sense. Relib and C. TBH, when I make a game, I just use a rendering API with STL or GLFW and make my own framework rather than full engine. Oh, okay, I have no experience with C. Yeah, C++ can have some bad stuff. Yeah, I mean, if you know C++, then you know C as well. Create the bare minimum that I need. When people create engines, they create reusable abstractions. If you want to go code first, make only what you need for the game to function. Yeah, that's important advice. So don't get bogged down by people on the internet that tell you how to program a game. Just program a game. That's a mistake I did for quite a few years. I use C++, BGFX, and STL3 and some single header libs. If I use C, then I use SoCal. All right. What do I use? I use Clang and VI. That's basically it. Okay, now the snail has to drop the slime. Okay, this is the correct file. And then did I give it the trail flag? Okay. So if the entity has the trail flag, then return trail. And what trail does is pretty simple. Wander, okay. Wanders and leaves a trail of slime. So it calls wander if wander is 1. So if it moved, then that could leak memory. And it has nothing on its ground, then put the slime beneath the snail. Great. Yeah, that's 0. And then it returns 1 regardless, probably. Wait. Returns 1 if it. So this is the combat routine, which is of course Not correct. A snail is an animal, no? Yeah, I think that should work. Should not return a value. Okay. Test room. Okay. Oh. The snail died from its own slime. Splat. That's tragic. So if it's a snail, then just return. Yeah, probably best it didn't kill itself. Yeah, I should add that maybe. Okay, let's see. Should be immune now, but who knows? Well, it's not. Okay, that was the wrong test. If break. Yeah, don't destroy the slime. Just skip. Please survive. And if I walk around, then yeah, it's actually the wander speed that makes this work. So let's see if this works in practice. Put some snails down. So C with Raylib and C, the rendering API will do good. Okay, I think I like this. Oh wow, okay. They're making quite a mess. Get you seen Raylib first, get used to the game loop, rendering, input handling, etc. Yeah, I have no experience with Raylib, but I've used GLFW, which is also pretty cool. But that doesn't come with a rendering API. But yeah, and also you should probably use AI to learn how to program. Not for it to write the code, but if you have questions, it's awesome at giving you of listing you the possible things that you could do in every given situation. So it's an awesome learning tool to pick up APIs or just learn OpenGL, for example. So I would absolutely use it to learn, not to write the code for you, of course, because it's absolute shit at that, but It's amazing at finding answers to difficult questions. Raylib uses OpenGL under the hood, and if you want to go lower level, then jump down to OpenGL with GLFW, which is what Raylib uses under the hood. Oh, okay. Raylib just abstracts loads of stuff like creating meshes, playing audio, etc. Yeah, that sounds like a good start. Sounds like a good start then. Okay, where are my snails? There they are. Okay, I like the snails. They complicate the path quite a bit. But they should maybe move a bit faster. Or... well, that would impact a lot of things and make the wandering faster, but I could make the slime stay longer. And I could splat the slime. So if the slime gets stepped on, damage color, don't need that. Just use the slime color. And where was the rest? So game. Oh, that's again highly problematic. There it was. Okay. So when the slime disappears, it splats on the floor. Splat, 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 splat. I mean, not sure if the color is good, but I think the snail works. That's pretty cool. Kind of looks like a snail. Even though, yeah, Q character could use some work. Why does the slime emit particles when it's under the snail? That's not cool. Emit here. Emit particles only. Wait, that's not working. Yeah. So entities have a visual update, which is this evis, and I go through all of them, and then all of them in the entity map. But then I also go through all of the entities in the ground pointer of the entities. So that's why they emit particles. And I would have to split the function. Because evis does the particle emitting. Well, I'll just make a flag. If emit is 1 and this. And this is a static function, so that's easy. 1, 0. Okay, problem solved. Probably. Yep. Yeah, that's much better. Okay. Let's make the slime last a little longer, maybe 20. And then I think that's good for today. Actually, let's test this in the world. Okay, let's walk around a bit and see what happens. Yeah, I mean 20 is okay. You could well, yeah. I think that's a pretty cool mechanic. Let me see if I cannot squish the slime. Slime should be squishable. Okay. Squishable. There it is. Wait. If type NPC, okay, NPCs and traps can always be, well, slime should probably be a trap. Yep. Thank God I haven't placed like 600 of those by hand, because I'd have to redo that, but slime is not a prop. Toxic does damage. Left by snails. Okay, does that change anything? Don't think so. Might have destroyed some object pointers in the test room, but I can fix those. That's no biggie. No, actually it didn't. I removed them. Okay, yeah, traps are a prop. Okay, let's bring in boulder and not spawn on it. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't think the slime should leave. It should stain the tile underneath. That would be... Oh, it could be cool. Like here. That is in here. And in here somewhere. Stain the tile. Yeah. I need a struct tile. And then it's not black. Okay, it's not black. That's a break. Let me build this clean. Just in case. Okay, and everything the snail now leaves should stain the tile after it pops. And it doesn't. Oh man. Okay, so the splat worked. Oh, this is the wrong place. 1, 2, 3, 4. Must be here. Okay. Okay. And yeah, that works. So what this does is it'll color the floor little by little. So you'd probably discover the snails in an area like this, because they spawn quite a ways ahead of you and start walking. So that's pretty cool. Okay guys, that's it from me for today. I'll finish up the new region today, probably, hopefully, and test it tomorrow, and then release it on Friday. Been raw dogging C and straight OpenGL to try C with Circle. Yeah, so I'll probably stream tomorrow again. Around the same time if nothing happens. But I still have quite a lot of work and I might have to cut the time short. But don't think so. It's going pretty well. Yeah, so thanks Ethan. Thanks everybody for the support, really appreciate it. Check out the game, it's 20% on Steam. And I will see you tomorrow. Yeah. Alright, have a good one guys. See you then, bye.